Oh, wow. Very good, very good.
Stop troubleshooting. Okay. Okay, so we had some people who I happen to hear had done some things since our last class. How do I get rid of all that? Before we go further, so we have a few people who just joined this class. So you are granted with the class one. You didn't miss much. You can rewatch it. We'll give you handouts. And welcome to office hours to work on those. Today's class two. Give the slide, please. Well, we haven't gotten there yet. Previous slide is the overarching slide. Yep. Okay. The previous slide is digital business management is your company DNA. We will explore. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Saving strategies and technology techniques to start and scale your own business with minimal risk. What did we do at the class one? Okay, at class one, we did, I don't remember class one, but I will in a minute. Oh, we did your profitable business hypothesis. Okay, so the big idea that I want you to walk forward with right now, that class was about developing your hypothesis and then plugging it into or relating it to a numbers equation so that you have an idea, you sketch out what's your break-even point, what's your profitability point. But the main thing is that it's a hypothesis and that you're constantly testing. And as per se, those hypotheses actually are structured as your business model. So that's what we did during class one. We created the hypothesis for your digital business. Okay, your business model, which has a digital arm to that. So whatever you need for your business hypothesis, for your business model, the digital arm. So we're exploring your business with the digital face of that, digital footprint of that. So we're here to explore it, to help you with your business, but this business will be presented at the internet with all things digital. So first class was dedicated to the business model or hypothesis. No risk, you just experiment. That's why it is hypothesis. That's why we want to sparkle your entrepreneurship. You have existing business, you don't have existing business, you have just an idea. That's the goal. You just experiment.
But the other part of that is that the experiment never ends because you are always testing your hypothesis and then tweaking and changing. So the art of being an entrepreneur is the art of being a scientist, always formulating a hypothesis and then testing it and tweaking based on what you learn.
Bingo. So those who did attend class one, you have your business model drafted. How do you feel about that?
Good. I mean, I guess for me, I kind of left the last class with like, more ideas and I guess questions about like profitability and what I kind of, what I want to kind of gain from the first year of doing it.
Yep.
So like what are my expenses and, what I think I'm going to charge to say because I'm doing like, real estate. So I'm thinking, how much to charge for rent, I have to include utilities and kind of estimate, for maintenance and different things like that. So,
yeah. So she's real estate investor, not agent. She wants to be as such. Another member of our class did want to help her growing entrepreneur next to her daughter, and she discovered the opportunity for like the market growing in her school. So she wanted to assist her daughter as a real business manager for a potential entrepreneur to be successful. So that's what we were doing. Few other people were doing different hypotheses. So think about it this way. You will You think you will run this business. And it can pivot and pivot and pivot and end it up to be different business. It is okay. So you have your business model idea after the class one. And again, if you miss it, we will be happy to assist you during office hours. At the class two,
So at first, before we move to class two, I just want to ask, thank you, Ashley, for sharing what your wins were for the week from the last class. Does anybody else want to share the clarity that you gained from the last class, or even any actions you may have taken on your business idea since the last time we started talking?
I bought a podcast microphone. It came yesterday, so we're gonna record an episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What do you
So-
do?
Yeah, what's your business idea?
It's a historical, I don't know if it's gonna be a podcast yet, but historical stories for children.
so please meet Julie,
Yes.
Julia. Julie.
Julie.
So she's potentially the web developer and she's techy, doing something really cool with web. She's just starting.
And she also has a family.
Yes, yeah.
This is relocated to the Hudson Valley, right?
Welcome.
John?
Thank you.
Okay, this is bingo.
I'm on the other end.
Okay,
I've been in business for 40 years, so I've been in business a long time. But what I have found, and the reason I am taking a lot of different classes, is that I have, in all the years I've been in business, I have never seen and experienced for what I do such a radical change. I mean, I've been in highs and lows where the economy goes up, the economy goes down, all of a sudden we have no cash, etc. I've been through that. But I'll tell you, the whole thing of COVID and the 3 years has changed the Hudson Valley, has changed how we do business, has changed how people communicate in general, and has changed what our expectations are. And that is changing everything I'm doing. The other thing is AI, artificial intelligence, is changing everything because we're not really sure what to believe or not believe. How much are we stealing from Google or Microsoft or whatever?
or they are stealing from.
Yes, so to me, and I'm twice as old as all of you. I'm 81 years old. So, I just think that this is a critical time. I'm not sure what to do with it.
We hear you and we'll help you. And while you two are talking, you two have to talk with each other because you
Right.
both in the children, parents.
Right. I publish Hudson Valley Parent.
Oh, okay.
I reach out to moms.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Saying that, there's potential partnership right here.
Right.
She's the influencer. We were running the Girls Who Code Club here at the
Okay.
Hudson Valley. They did promote it to parents because our customers, users, as per se, are children. But our customers who are buying,
So the parent.
investing, correct. So that's why the parents audience is so much needed. And thank you, Terry. Thank you very much. And as she said, she's changing her media business. And she's looking for opportunities to extend, to grow, to change, to do. Nicole?
So if I can ask, would you, in your business, did you hire somebody who would promote your business on the internet highway?
I hear you.
Have you or no?
Well, the answer, yeah, the real answer, if you're looking for that, is it depends upon your own personal skills. I came into this working for groups who work with those who were handicapped, and I did marketing and public relations. So I also taught. So I taught high school and junior high. So it just depends upon whether you hire somebody to do things. It's based on your skills and your knowledge, not based on what I do.
Okay.
She is claiming your skills, but she actually doesn't know what skills to look.
But that's why I asked, because a couple of years back, I did a small project with a bunch of girls for my high school alumni. Not aiming to do anything, and it ended up being a really big project. And it was just because we had one person in there that knew how to do the other stuff. So my question to you is that I will talk to you later,
Okay.
and maybe it's something that you can do, she can help you with.
Nice. You are so welcome to collaborate here. That's our dream. Actually, to see you collaborating and creating some entrepreneurial opportunities here.
Yeah,
Selling each other things, but what we will use during this class actually to give you the workflow and making sure you will be comfortable
yeah,
talking with each other.
work,
What
yeah.
exactly you need.
Okay, so today's topic is love at first sight. Your company DNA and your ideal customer. Okay, so we talked about a few things in the first class, about how you can improve the numbers for your business hypothesis. One of those factors was what's the cost to acquire a customer? So this topic is really important in reducing the cost to acquire a customer. Because if your company DNA is mismatched with the clients or the customers that you're trying to target, you're going to waste a lot of time and resources trying to get somewhere, trying to get sales with people who are like, I don't relate. Sorry, I don't relate, right? So this is all about the science and the art of how do we figure out how to connect with our ideal client? What's the language that we're going to use? What's the problem that we solve? And what's the problem that our customer wants solved? How do they think about it? How can we talk about it to connect with how they think about it? This is also about choosing from the beginning that your business is going to be an expression of love, an expression of fun, an expression of joy for you. Because you get to decide. So basically, there are two emotions, two general categories of human experience: love and fear. So love is when you're sharing your authentic voice and you're giving, you're feeling the abundance of the joy inside yourself and you're letting it shine. Fear is anytime you're not doing that and the reason why. So you might be afraid that you're not going to be able to pay your bills, or you might be afraid that you don't know how to get this business thing done, so you're pushing. And that energy feels off to the other person. So we really want to let our business be a labor of love, because that is how our ideal client is going to feel like we're uplifting them with the energy of how we show up. Thank you. So that's why we also start with what would be fun and joyful for you, because it is a love story. So we have to start with, doing what you love and with the kind of people that you can love. So your mission for this class, should you choose to accept it, is to sketch a love-based, data-backed first draft of your company DNA and your ideal client, and to brainstorm one free gift that your ideal client wants, so you can start building connections with people you would love to serve.
That's both buyers and sellers. So you're looking to reach out to people, but you're also looking to sell something. Yeah,
Well, so the
We'll
first,
talk about this in practice.
okay.
yeah, the first thing that we have to do here, okay, is we have to define our focus for the progression of exercises that we're going to do today.
Okay.
Because some people have businesses, so some people have multiple products and services in their business. They're like, yeah, I can do this, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, right? Pick one for today. And for one product even, you might have multiple customers or stakeholders. For instance, if you have, like if you're a not-for-profit, and there's the people that you serve that you want to reach so that you can serve them, but there's also your potential funders. That's where the grant money is gonna come. You want to make sure that you're connecting well with, so make sure that you're connecting well with both.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How you open your you can see her thing. How do I do that? The slide.
The dashboard.
I'm on the, it says digital management with class 2. So I should click something on?
Hi, Janine.
You wanna see the slide?
Yeah. So if I wanna go back and look at it.
I can't hear
So,
you.
so sorry I'm late.
That's okay, welcome.
Ah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
Just
So-
catching up.
Okay, great. So we just started. We had some preliminary concepts,
I had on it.
primarily that this is a love story between you and your self-expression and your ideal client. So right now we're defining our focus. So because some businesses have more than one product, first of all, so you want to pick one product for today's exercise.
Oh, okay.
And you want to pick one ideal client for that product. So because some products have more than one client, or for instance, a not-for-profit has the services that they, thank you. A not-for-profit has the services that they want to serve to the public, whoever their public is. And they also have funders that they want to appeal to so that they receive grants. So those are two different customers, ideal customers. So you want to pick a good match of one product and the ideal client for that product.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. So I gave you a spot on the worksheet to brainstorm different customers and stakeholders. And the ultimate goal, so if you need a little bit of time to get here, but the ultimate goal is that on the second item on page 1, you're just going to write, today I will conduct my love story investigation for who's your ideal customer, who is or are interested in what's the product or service that you're going to be focusing on today. You can do this process with any product, anytime, or with other stakeholders for the same product, whatever. So, but we have a problem as humans. We can do something called, I think it's called convergent domains, where we're thinking about multiple things at the same time. And when we do that, we can't get anywhere. So we want to simplify the domain that we're putting our attention on. That's why we're going to pick one product or service and one of the matching ideal customers for our focus today. We're going to learn the process, and then you can run through that process for any other vertical that you want to.
You know, that's hard, right?
What?
I said, some of us are I totally overdrive, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I hear you. So, does everybody have one ideal customer and one product articulated? It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to have that person in your mind. Janine just joined us. Does she have access to class 2? She's not sure. We'll do that.
Everyone who has any issues with access, just refresh the screen.
Okay, so does anybody want to share their ideal customer and their product that they're focusing on today?
So,
Okay,
I'm gonna go, moms, with kids preschool and younger. That's my
okay,
ideal customer.
okay.
The main and the object is to have the best calendar of events possible. Which is,
Okay, so but what's your product?
that is my product.
Oh, the best calendar events possible.
That is my product,
Okay, so the best calendar events possible for moms with
with preschool children.
preschool children. Okay, great.
Right.
I just wanna say that I moved here from the Portland, Oregon area, and the calendar there was like, there's, you know, a dozen things to do every single day, and here, there's not, I haven't been able to find that.
Right.
Oh, so then, yes.
Ah,
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Gap in the market.
looking for that, yeah.
Main problem it serves is keeping kids active, family fun, keeping kids, young kids busy, physical development and mental development. Those are the things I look for.
Okay, so who are you focusing on? The mom?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, no, that's fine. That's it. That's it. Anybody else want to share? You don't have to answer the last problem yet. I'm just looking for the answer to two. I just want to see if anybody needs help figuring out their ideal, who they're gonna focus on and with their what. Does anybody want help figuring out their who to go with their what? Yes. Okay, we're now. What's going on?
Well, what, just, still spinning off from the idea of teaching English,
Yes.
to kids who have to take exams in English, when it's not their first language, something like that.
Okay,
But it is something that's in another country that would begin in another country.
okay,
I see a lot of other issues immediately, you know. Whether it can be done online or it's something, I really like
Okay.
one-to-one, face-to-face kind of stuff.
right.
So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how to begin something like that.
Okay,
Doesn't work.
so who would contract you? Who would pay you for that?
Okay, so I think I would fall under the
I did.
non-profit in the sense, but you have to present it in such a way that you could get organizations or
Okay, well,
people
but I'll
who
have to
would
do
So
donate.
you have started not for profit?
Yeah, it would be something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Are there any not-for-profits that are serving children that you should contract potentially partner with
Okay.
as a starting point?
Well, we were thinking of starting it, it was in
We're on-
Tanzania,
right.
and it's on an island, it's not even in the city, so there isn't anything there
And then
really
you
right
email
now.
us?
But I'm working with someone who is from Tanzania
Okay,
and who has lived in Tanzania and who's also in
So I don't have to
education.
do all this, because I have my phone.
So
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to go about it. We kind of, wrote a proposal and, you know,
So I should do it.
who did you write the proposal for?
I wrote it's for students, really. It's for reaching kids who,
Sometimes it just
who are
doesn't
not
work.
needed,
Minus that.
What do you mean, who would give the grant?
Who's going to pay you?
Who's gonna
who's gonna pay us? Okay, so that would be the other arm, would be reaching out to people who would be willing to do that, organizations, some churches. And some also, religious organizations who are already there in that country. But it would be focusing on reaching the kids and teaching English starting from the elementary school.
So let me ask you this, are the kids shopping for this, or are they in need and ready to
Yeah,
receive
so I have
it,
to log
instead
in.
of someone else says, I'm gonna give this to you?
I
Yeah, I'm
think
not sure.
if they're ready and in a need, because,
Yeah, okay.
I shared a little bit
Then I
that
can
they,
get there.
school is taught
Okay,
in
I can do that.
Swahili,
Okay.
elementary, but when they get to high school, it's
Right.
done on a British
No, I didn't.
system and it's in English.
Right.
And so
Oh,
for
the-
them, many are not able to pass that exam because they lack the English. just the whole structure of English domain.
Right, okay, so it sounds like your theory of an ideal client at this point, ideal customer at this point is churches and other international organizations in Tanzania.
Yeah,
That's your
and
ideal.
some here
And
in
some
the
here.
in the United States.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that are interested in supporting
Yes,
Tanzania.
yeah.
Okay, so that's your ideal customer now.
But that would mean traveling,
Okay.
I mean, reaching out to that group and having, a brochure or a format of what we're gonna do, presenting it to.
Yes, we're gonna explore more about, like, you don't have to have all the answers, just because you identified your ideal customer
Yeah.
for the exercise, it
Okay.
doesn't mean you have to have all the answers right now. It just means that you know what your direction is.
Okay, so the ideal customer would be who would support us,
Yes,
kind of like that.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
reach out to
churches
churches.
and maybe foundations, I don't know.
Definitely.
Churches and foundations that are supporting,
Yeah, overseas as well as those in Tanzania who also would be, who are willing to be with your part.
I need
Yes.
like one on,
yeah.
Okay,
all right?
For like sponsors too, right? Like people who want to give,
yes,
like donate.
definitely, you would have that, you have to
Private
get
donation, too.
private donation, yeah, definitely, yeah, okay.
That's a great
I
idea.
have to save it. And then.
I just can't put everything down, but thank you
Does
for
anybody else
putting me in the right direction.
identifying who you're gonna focus on? Tiffany?
Well, me, I did like short-term rental, so vacationers for people who are coming to the area for a short period of time.
Okay, so, okay, good, all right, that's very good.
So mine, okay, so I have a whole bunch of different ideas in my head, so I'm trying to just say which one should I think of. But the same thing, my thing was, I came to Newburgh, when I came to Newburgh, I wanted to start a business. The problem is, as an individual, trying to start a business that other larger businesses are doing, I need to have what's the word, like a custom, like a customized thing, or like a, what's the word, I don't know. I need to have like a special business, I need to customize my business to individual,
Oh,
boutique, there you go, okay,
okay, capitalizing on the intimacy,
yes, yes,
okay.
sorry, my words.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
but, so I wanna do a boutique business for women. But women in a way where I think we're just very overworked, we need things that we need to do. There are other people doing things, but I wanna deal with bringing them upwards, like improving their state of mind. And then I think it will spread out otherwise. So I wanna do a pebble in the middle of a pond and then it will fractional. So I wanna take my ideal customer is a woman who needs to have something to improve her outlook. So that's that's a big thing, right? But
Okay,
I wanna start with health first. So my thing is, a woman who needs a GYN exam, who hasn't had one in a long time, who needs to do her healthcare, improve her healthcare.
okay, so women.
Is that a lot? Is that too big of a scope?
I think that the important thing is that when you look at it, you're looking at one thing.
I
We're
know.
gonna narrow it down through the rest. But the main point of this level of exercise is that I don't want you sitting here saying, oh, maybe this, oh, wait, maybe that, oh, maybe that. So I want you looking in one direction. And then we will get more specific as we go through the exercise.
Okay.
I have a question. Well, can her idea be like a non-for-profit as well? Or more of like,
Yeah, like I
or like
initially,
support groups that.
yes, so
will
that's
become a
part,
nonprofit?
all of those, yeah, like those are components, but when I did the class upstairs, when they were talking, it ends up that I might need to start it as a for-profit and then have an offshoot of a non-for-profit. So that I didn't know, and after hearing that, I understand it. So I have to make it for-profit and then have a arm that's not non-for-profit. I really want to do the non-for-profit, but that's the part I really want to do. But I have to have a for-profit part for when it comes to the taxation and the monies and stuff like
Okay,
that.
so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
An OBGYN exam is something that people would normally have covered under insurance, is that right?
But most, the problem is now, a lot of people don't have insurance, and there are a lot of immigrant populations here. So, and there's a lot of people, there are also cultures that don't take insurance just because they don't. It's the culture of whatever their family structure, is. Say Amish or say whatever.
Okay, so, do they have ability to pay?
They may not. I
Okay,
think that, but there are a lot of people who do not. So then that was why I was gonna do it as a non-for-profit.
right.
But-
So what of your business ideas?
Mhm.
Well, generally, when we're thinking about business, right, unless we're independently wealthy,
We're not,
okay, then we wanna think about what's a for-profit picture that we can create,
right,
and then make enough profit that we can
go back over, yeah,
give to the people that we wanna give. Or develop to the point of a not-for-profit where others are giving so that we can give to the people we want to give. So would you like to choose a for-profit ideal customer, or you still wanna work on this one? It's okay, because we're not
that's my,
today. That's your,
so,
that's your hard
so,
copy.
so. I think I'm gonna have, like, I feel that I have to do a for-profit part
Yeah,
and then have the arm of it that is non-for-profit, doing the same thing,
doing the same thing. Okay,
doing the
very
same things,
good. Okay.
but be able to do it for somebody else, non-for-profit,
Okay,
you
fine.
know?
So
So
then,
that's my, yeah, and I just,
okay, so hang on a second. So women who can afford to pay,
can come to,
do they have insurance?
yeah, I'm gonna have to do both.
Can you accept insurance or no?
I will.
Okay,
So let's start with people who don't have insurance.
well,
I could do both. I would do both.
hang on a second. We're talking about people who have ability to pay.
Yeah,
If they have ability to pay, do they have insurance?
yes. Some do, some don't.
Okay,
Some do, some don't.
okay, so it sounds like you're looking for a woman that does not have insurance.
Mhm.
I don't know how to sort this out.
Okay,
Oh, but they can help them get insurance, right? Because right
Yes.
now in New York State, they have the marketplace. So it doesn't matter how
Yes.
much you made, who
sometimes,
you are, you can get insurance somehow.
yes, I have to, so within the structure of, if I want to take insurance, I have to have somebody who's gonna counsel them to take insurance or direct them to the marketplace. La.
Okay, so it sounds like this is your hard copy, right? So let's go ahead with this without sorting out the proper thing at this point,
Okay,
okay? So you
yeah,
have
the
your,
profit- yeah, you know,
okay, you have who you're gonna focus on and what, what is OBGYN?
I need to narrow my client.
Is it gonna be services that you offer that they're not able to pay for? Is it only medical services or is it gonna be,
No, I wanna do counseling services.
so you wanna offer counseling services?
Yeah,
But I think.
Maybe you should start there.
Yeah, I think you gotta start with that first and maybe have it as a for-profit, but maybe it doesn't have to be as exorbitant a fee as maybe everybody, or maybe it could be some way that you can narrow it down.
so I was thinking, the thing was, I was thinking that the counseling, arm might not be profit, it might not be for profit. People might not be able to pay for the counseling arm. So that was the part, right? That was why I was like, functional, physical exams might be the part, that's the profitable part, but the counseling part is not going to be the profit side.
Okay, so let's set the profit thing aside for now, because we're not actually talking about profit in here.
Okay,
So, that's a problem that you're going to have to solve, but you don't have to solve it right now.
so,
So I would focus either on the OBGYN or on the counseling part for
good,
today, for today.
mhm,
Which one do you want to focus on?
here I am.
Okay. I don't know your name.
Veronica.
Veronica, okay. Do you have an ideal client in mind?
I didn't came in last week, so I didn't even have my
Okay,
my
what work,
project.
what work do you do or have you done recently?
Me,
Yeah,
I do work with that, and I do resource programming analyst.
okay. Is there anything in that you're passionate about?
I really am. I do accounting though. I'm just graduating from accounting, so I can just give like a bookkeeping service maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries, you can just come with the crazy idea.
Oh, I can't come in.
That's it.
I find it.
There's a lot of small companies too, individual, very small, who need help
Yeah,
in that.
like, you know, like the contractors, always need
Yeah,
like.
actually it started with the freelance freelance business idea for what we call. You can start with the freelance idea of your thousands, right? And then she did it.
Yeah, there it is.
That's why
Okay.
I wanted to do so.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, wow.
It's like that, but it was not working, so now it's like, these people. I will tell you my story. I wanted to serve people for free. Just to give them all these free classes and such. Like,
Mhm.
where's money?
Where's, exactly,
Okay,
I gotta pay rent.
bingo. So I was pivoting. One of the pivot we did like students pay. And it was okay, but we see the need
Give me attention.
to have
No.
students who are not paying, but the government pay because of their taxes, because of all that. And that's what's happening in my home country. And it took me 5 years to get to the list of the government approval and such and all of these things. Now government pays for these classes to make it free for you. So you see how we separating users from customers who pay the bill.
Mhm.
So when she says customers, when she says define your focus, so define who you are selling it versus who you're serving, right? So please keep it in mind. It brings more complications to your picture. We didn't want to overload you from the first one, but just think about it. Who you serve versus who pays the bills. I want to serve those. Yes, it's my passion. I know. Are they paying? Yeah. Thank you. Grateful. Anything on that? No. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to see, that's my dream, that's what I want to do. Okay, who pays the bills? And what do we do to communicate it to both? Sometimes you do cross sale and you're selling them to each other. It's another complication, but funny one. It's cool one to work with, but still always like a data insight. As Amazon, for example, think about trade space, right? Customers and the vendors. So you want to make them. So Amazon creates the Amazon
Middleman.
space to allow you to sell your goods and customers to buy your goods. Things got it really worked really well during pandemic, right? It was growing steady and pandemic made it that. It was very much needed. So this way you have both sides of the market. Because these are interested, they pay you a little fee for placing their goods. These are interested and they pay a little bit fee for delivery, for percentage for buying and such. It's a little bit more difficult and complicated business model. But when you start thinking about your business, you always have your customer in mind. Someone, their persona you really want to help. There is helping parents. Those parents like, I'm new to the Hudson Valley. What's going on? Where can I enroll my kid? Or I'm old resident here and I got a job and I have full-time job.
Right.
Who is taking care of my kids? There's many activities. Who is giving a ride to my kids? Who is doing all these things, gathering? And maybe parents will be in grouping, hey, we can do this and that, to just simplify your logistics. And here she goes with the additional business services, offering it in addition to her media. Saying that her media is not just publishing things, hey, here's what's going on,
but providing certain value added services. So now this class is dedicated to your ideal customer avatar who you want to serve, but you're also thinking about, okay, who can supplement or who can take care of it, and who else? Let's put it this way. Maybe you have 3 customer avatars. And altogether, they make your services more affordable. Does it make sense or it's complicated?
It's not complicated. It's, you know, it's, if your product, you have to, and you're saying, you have to simplify everything. To want, say, look at each product, who the client is. And the product gives a service. And who's gonna pay for it? If you have the customer that you're giving the product to, are they the one that's paying for it or is somebody else paying for it? AKA their insurance.
Business models,
Yeah,
different business models. So just focus on the customer that is your heartthrob, the customer that you can connect with right now.
Mhm.
I want to ask Janine which customer you are focusing on today and product.
I'm guessing it would be herbal tea drinkers.
Okay.
Yeah. Or crazy plant people. One or the other.
All right. Which one? Which one?
Let's do the herbal tea drinkers.
Okay. Herbal tea drinkers. Very good.
Mhm.
This is a long passion of Janine, I can tell you. She was taking Tech Foundation 1 and 2, and her graduation PowerPoint presentation was about herb teas, and you have to see her presentation. You get sold immediately, so you will be becoming the tea drinker instead of coffee drinker. I get it. She has a passion. Another thing which you have to keep in mind when you are doing this exercise, I want to serve those. Why? Why those? Tea drinkers, herbal tea drinkers. Why? Because they are mirroring you. Because that's what you love to do. It's your strength. It's your love. That's what you want to do, and you have fun doing it. It's your strength. Which you didn't think about it. You thought it's a hobby. You thought I just like tea. And I'm buying a tremendous amount of teas on Amazon. Why on Amazon? I would like to get to the store and try all these teas and make a cautious choice which one I'm buying. I'm paying for experience. Maybe this tea shop can be the club and people can recommend something to each other. Am I right, Janine?
Absolutely. Took the words right out my mouth.
So this is the business model. That's what we are trying to see here. Okay? Does it
Okay.
inform your decision? Does it inform your brainstorming? That's what we want to see. Your creativity and brainstorming. You are rethinking.
Okay, so we are going to, some people may have already started to brainstorm just your perspective. Now that you've identified the customer and the problem or the product that you're going to be thinking about today. So we have our first question is, what's the main problem that your product or service solves? And the second one is, what's the main benefit or benefits that your product or service provides? So I just wanted to give you a sense of, what does this mean, problem and benefit? Well, these are two sides of a transformation. People are looking for transformation. They're looking to have a positive change in some area of their life. And so what happens? What does it look like before that transformation? What does it look like after that transformation? And there are layers to this. So when you're thinking about the problem and the benefit, you can ask yourself, well, what does it look like? What does the problem look like? What's the physical situation, the physical circumstance? What's that, you can go inner, the next layer, what's that person thinking, what's that person feeling, what's that person believe about themselves? And then also the consequential layer. What's the impact if they don't solve this problem?
Huh.
What's the impact after they do solve this problem? So you can jot down your notes. This is just whatever you can think of from your perspective.
So it could be then, if you're looking at problems and benefits, it could be what problem maybe that you see within yourself that wants to do this. If you see
Oh,
that,
yes, well, okay, so, Murnell is bringing up an interesting point here. One of the ways in which we communicate the value of our business is by sharing our origin story. So we share why it matters to us. And the more, if you can capture a very specific moment that you can describe visually and kinesthetically and emotionally, and you can help a potential stakeholder or a customer connect their emotions with yours. So yes, an origin story is an excellent tool. It doesn't happen to be on our worksheet right now, but I wanted you to know that's an important tool. And the other thing, Murnell, if it's easier for you, we said the ideal client was the churches and the benefactors. Whatever's easier for you today, if you want to think about the children, because that will also be what you communicate to your benefactors. So that's totally fine if you want to use that as your ideal client today. When you will be ready to share, you're so welcome. I'm gonna go through the next three as well, and then I'll break for sharing. We probably need some examples. We need some examples. That can be problem benefit. Outer, inner, consequential. So for example, we have Irving here, and he is selling the cannabis herbs.
CBD, CBG. So
Shall we talk through as an example of that?
what do you want an example of how?
No, what do you think? Before the, what, yeah. Let's think this one. What's the layers of experience? What's the problem you're trying to address? Your customer avatar is the youth or everyone?
It's everybody. It's not-
Everybody. But if
It's not really everybody.
Exactly. I'm going to that.
Yeah.
You're not going to the street and everybody.
Well,
They
it's
have certain
anybody
problems.
who, my product is specifically for anybody who wants if you got headaches, you come see me. If you got sleeping problems, you come see me. If you're emotionally discouraged by people, you come see me. If you have arthritis, you come see me. If you have inflammation, you're gonna come see me.
Oh, last time we were here, you had specifically mentioned veterans.
Veterans have the problems I just mentioned.
So I'm glad he is just making it to the next level. He started with veterans and youth, and now he is making to the next level. And as soon as you see yourself saying, anybody who is, here's your definition, anybody who is experiencing headache, sleeping disorder, inflammation. So you're listing these things. And that's where we're getting to visible, physical, situational, outer. This is the experience. That's who we want to find. We don't know how to find them yet, but we're just
those are outer exterior description we want to find, right? What are the inner description can be applicable to that? What are they thinking about themselves?
Do you want me
What
to answer that?
Now they are thinking. What do they think? What do they experience emotionally? What do they believe? Anything you can tell us?
That is a struggle. I mean, let me put it this way.
I'm under stress.
I have a couple of family members who serve the army, who goes through PSTD, who have seizures. I have invented something called a CBD stick that is not, it's all CBD, but it looks like a cigarette. When they inhale that, because our bodies are a cannabinoid system, it helps takes that your yin and yang, if y'all understand what yin and yang is, your mental. It helps alleviate your mental without the side effects, because our bodies are our bodies are, how would I say it, a vegan state. We are not supposed to have any type of chemicals. That's why every time you take aspirins, anytime you take any medications from the pharmaceutical industry, you have side effects. With this, it helps alleviate that. Chinese, Japanese been doing it for centuries. We just don't pay attention to it because we don't educate ourselves.
This is a good pitch. We want to.
Dr. Sabi?
I know I've been in plenty of Dr. Sadie classes, but when I first went into Dr. Sadie classes, I didn't realize what he was talking to, because it's also a mental state. You have to meditate. If we don't meditate and talk to ourselves, then we will never understand our depression or our negativity, what provokes us to be upset or angry. So certain.
You are saying they cannot meditate. They probably shall do this because it will help them, but they cannot. They cannot. They are not there yet. They have to stabilize their mental situation first.
Remember, when people go to the army as young kids, they don't really know what war is until they see it. And it doesn't leave their minds of, look, like I said.
It's very illustrative.
It's,
I understand.
for instance, I wanted to see a psychiatrist. I just wanted to talk to him sometimes. So sometimes I go through the feelings. I want to talk to somebody. The first thing they asked me was, well, you have to take a prescription before you see me. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's crazy.
And when they said that to me, I had to really grasp and understand that I know for a fact that I don't have to take anything. It's up to me if I want to proceed and process that. So I explained to them that I'm a vegan. My body doesn't take anything that is man-made.
But you're an adult, you're aware about your situation, you are like taking care of your boundary. The youth can be not taking care of that, and they will follow whatever the process they're given. So they are thinking inside themselves, what are we doing here? We're doing the formula. We're taking, right? We take your beautiful storytelling and we segment this into the formula, and then we will reassemble the formula on the new level, and we will give you tools how to address that. It's beautiful storytelling, but you heard him saying, those who, this is a good start, experience such and such, right? And then he started to talk about his product. There's no product description yet here. We want to hear what they think, how do they emotion, what emotions do they have about it, and what the consequence will happen before and after. Before they didn't know about this, they learned, they did, they're happy now. We're getting into the what's so-called before and after, which would be very powerful element of your pitch. You will continue with your storytelling, illustrating it, but you need to have your formula first nailed down right and make it not confrontational, not challenging.
But you're saying he has to have a formula,
Yes, we're getting to the formula.
Mhm.
You will get the formula of your powerful, successful business through the 5 classes, right? This is really important, part of the formula. And today class is dedicated to your customers, to your who, those who. And then you have to describe them.
I have a question.
Yep,
It's important to break down your customers.
Yep.
Based on your products, so. I
Yep.
understand about CBD and, it's the miracle new direction for many people. But when you're new in business, do you concentrate on 1 or 2 aspects of that to reach them? Those specific points who have headaches or those specific people, or do you look for the broader kind of, you have a pain, come to me?
First, you list all.
Okay.
Then you see if there is any pattern which can be grouped,
Okay,
if you want to group. Or maybe you can start with the minimum viable product. It's called minimum viable product. I don't want to sell everyone. I want to sell only to the youth, or only veterans, or only those, and I want to prove my concept. Then I will expand.
From what he's saying to me, and it's easier for me to look at somebody else's stuff than to look at my stuff.
Yeah, all this,
So,
all this. trust me.
which is, so I would say the outer is pain. And then the inner is the inner is the mental or the trauma.
I know I'm not good enough. I know my mental health is not
Right,
stable. I
whether
need
it's
something.
mental trauma or it's physical trauma. You
Lack
broke
of
your
confidence,
leg, you broke your hip, you broke your whatever,
less sleep.
right?
Yeah.
And
Well, less
then,
sleep can also be outer.
and
Inner is how you
less
feel.
sleep can be outer and inner, let's say.
Okay.
You can have less sleep. And then consequential, that is what is the impact of the product, right?
It's what's the impact if you don't solve the problem? And what's the impact
If you do,
if you do?
oh, okay,
So
So if
let's
you don't-
think
okay.
about youth not taking it and youth taking it.
okay,
Nobody's taking it. We have more people with mental
with pain,
or pain. Or
Well,
something.
if they don't solve the problem, they might not be able to work and provide for themselves.
right,
They might not be able to feel like they're cool enough to actually connect in an intimate relationship.
correct,
They might be living in a chaotic space inside their mind that just never ends, right?
We're not seeing those
Mhm.
remain traumatic or victims of anyone.
right,
I have a student like that. She just victimized herself and she's a victim with anyone. As soon as she starts talking with someone, she's immediately victimized. Nothing happened, nobody hurt her, but that's a mental situation.
If they are married, they might lose their relationship.
So we're talking before and after, if they are not served, if they are served. That's what we want you to write down. We're thinking parents. What's the problem parents do have? Outer visible, physical situational.
concern, worry,
Yeah. I love my kids,
Concern.
but I have to work. Who is babysitting them? Who is taking care? I want to serve my kids the best. I want my kids to attend this and this and this. What's going on? How to match their talents with the availabilities. Do I feel calm if I have this addressed? Oh, sure, I have a parents club. Right?
I'm just looking at, there are 2 things we've always looked at. One, we dedicated ourselves to moms versus dads, so that's a whole thing, because that's, to me, that was where women were.
Are you
But-
narrowing down to women
Right.
more than?
And the second thing had to do with not only the different aspects of momhood, but I eventually had to look at where the money is.
Tax, okay.
because
Money,
if I'm
a
not,
headache,
right.
ladies are paying bills.
Right,
Okay.
so when I think of the CBD, I'm curious, where's the most money in terms of what people think of first?
Good
And
point.
what would make them look at that? Now, he's talking about vets, which apparently you're familiar with, I'm not. But where I always end up looking up where eventually will the money be? Because maybe that's where I need to concentrate, because that will get me up and running.
So saying that maybe you can serve those who are in need
Right.
while getting paid for Medicaid. Did you think about it?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in works with it now, because a lot of veterans can't afford it, because of, this. You know what it is,
Please don't complete. Let's segment them. That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
it's-
That's who you want to serve.
but I serve them, because my
Yes, you
grandfather
do.
served 2 wars, and I
Yes, you
understood
do.
the problem.
So the question would be who is paying the bills, right? You see how we are making formula more clear, not everything like boom, like snowball on you.
So then it also makes you think about your product, because suppose your product, maybe you can change, maybe you start saying you're gonna have a product that's £1, but because of cost and how payment is gonna come in, then maybe you can change how you think about your product or your service and make it into smaller products which are more affordable,
Possible,
yeah?
possible.
Mm.
One of the ways how to do that. But the more pragmatic, this one, it's like, there's a big thing coming you don't know what's that, you're just like, everything coming your way. But as soon as you separate elements, you can reassemble it in a beautiful tower, structure, with your arguments, with your evidence, with everything, and addressing your customer. But it's all about love. Interesting, it's love driven, but it's very structured. I would say we can provide you with extra materials to watch as a homework, as a home assignment, you will enjoy. Anybody heard about Simon Sinek? Okay. We will give you YouTube video.
Simon Sinek.
We will give you the link and we will give you the material. You will be like, what? That's why I'm buying Apple. That's why I'm doing this. And you see how they structure. You see what drives their advertising, their communication, their messaging from different perspectives. Now you're just emotional, you're making emotional decisions, but they have the formula behind, which is structured exactly. That's what we are using.
But
Right
they
now.
use, they use, so what the word is, they use, information. They use information,
It's so structured.
And-
Information is everything.
so, I mean, that's a part of,
There is a specific formula, straightforward, clean, very
to know
lean,
what the product is.
and your product can feel it or can be described in a different way to address specifically to be bought and to be acquainted, to be passionate about it. Actually, what are you building? You're building the followers, you're building the passion, your advocates, you're building the tribe. That's what you're doing. You're looking for your people. And we're trying to define your people.
So,
Okay.
I mean, my question, like, one of the things with the idea that I want to do, the business I wanna do, was, how should I start, do something such as a podcast or a, 5-minute YouTube discussion on something, on a topic,
YouTube is just to do what?
to give information to my key customer,
Actually,
a female, right? Who is a female who needs some information. And then if you do that, then you draw in that person into who you wanna serve, and then you offer them the product that you have.
Yes.
With marketing, right, with your advertising, your services, your business.
And yeah, well, I wasn't expecting to start it as in marketing, but I'm thinking that it would end up being marketing in some way or form.
Yes, we will use it for marketing for sure.
But now, in my recent research,
Mhm.
I am to understand that if you do certain things on YouTube, they're not your product anymore. But if you do it on Rumble, it's gonna be on your, it's Rumble? I think it's Rumble. If you do it on Rumble, you'll own it, but if it's on YouTube, you don't own it. So then it's like, I'm just like, there's just so much information that is,
You
you know,
know,
if you do.
when you express on YouTube, it's about getting your energy signature out there, your information plus your energy signature.
Right.
So I've seen tons of
I
business coaches that I've worked with, not that I work with tons, but okay, but they're all like, there's no competition out there because no one else is you.
Hmm.
So there are providers that keep channels on Rumble because they like the environment and because they're gonna connect with their avatars there and because they're not gonna get censored for what they're talking about. But they always also have a channel on YouTube.
I mean, right, that's I'm saying
Because-
that,
YouTube is part of the Google search engine, where you've got, the Google search engine is like 95% of the entire world.
so Rumble is not a part of the search engine.
Rumble is its own little thing, but Google puts its search intelligence or its tracking intelligence into everything it does.
I
So-
think we will enter into discussing tools. What tool to use is the secondary. As long as you know who you want to serve.
Yeah,
Right,
And
okay,
you know exactly the description, and you just combine it with keywords describing your product and your audience.
yeah.
this is, actually, this is what we're trying to get to today. Maybe we can move forward a little bit.
Let's do that. But channels are different. Don't jump on channels, because if you're thinking your business model as a whole,
Mhm.
you would never solve it. We need to take this as a formula, step by step, each elephant, piece by piece. Okay?
That was
So-
my concern is, you know, do you own your product after you put it out there?
Again,
Mhm.
here, yes, here, no, here's yes, here's partially, here's something, don't
You
bring
don't-
this to a formula yet.
You don't put your product on YouTube. You don't, what's that which is for sale, you wouldn't put on YouTube.
Mhm.
But you would, so are you coming next week?
Yes.
Okay.
What's happening next week? Shannon?
Next week, we're
Next
talking
week is
about
not- next week is
nurturing
not-
your audience.
Next class, yeah.
Next week, we're talking about nurturing your audience and techniques for doing that, as well as deep diving into CRM technology.
Okay.
So that's what we'll be addressing how, okay? Now we're trying to address who they are, what they describe them, what drives them, what's their experience before and after, and saying that you would be able to share success stories before and after. That's the key word, before and after, which all marketers do use. Here's happy customers saying, I was like that, and now I'm like that, right? So they're all using the mechanism called before I struggled with this problem was solved. And they use specific,
Displaying the transformation.
right, and they use specific faces or heroes, like here's a girl representing this, here's mama representing that. You're not paying attention, but it was very well thought through how they choose their customer avatar, how they choose their actors to play, what to communicate, and what they communicating is exactly the transformational journey. Those who experience such and such, I was wonderful, and now I'm thriving because I do this product. You see, this slide has lots of power.
Can I ask
If
one
you
other
have-
thing? But there are some things that are being discussed that maybe they require licenses before you can even move forward, or maybe they require, and
It's
we haven't
not
even,
how.
I mean,
It's
Okay.
another how, we will get into that.
okay,
I understand. Don't bring this complication
no,
yet.
that's okay.
In your business hypothesis class, we shall probably address a little bit of that.
Mhm.
I agree, especially talking about any cannabis things.
I want to move on because there's much more and some of what's ahead is being mixed in now, which is fine. But, this first pass on your worksheet, okay, if you follow the worksheet again, because we've gone into a bit deep into who's your customer too. This first pass is brainstorming what you see. And, so if you go back through the worksheet, just so you know, okay? So I wanted to give a moment to what are your values? Because you've heard if you don't stand for something, then you stand for nothing. One of the ways that you will differentiate yourself in the marketplace is by your values, unless you're afraid to share them. So the thing about values is that they might piss some people off. But don't be afraid to challenge people and piss people off. If you vocally stand for or against certain controversial values, your tribe will recognize you faster and trust you sooner. I want to give you an example of that, which is actually the website of someone who attended the Tech Academy. Now, his website, the design, could use a little more emotional clarification. But the name of his business is City on a Hill Clothing Company, which means something to his audience. This is a Christian reference. And he says right here at the top, he's putting his values, what he cares about. Now, I think that they could be in a larger font size. But he says faith, fellowship, and fashion. Hey, I already have a sense of what his company is about. Then he says, well, City on a Hill Company seeks to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ through t-shirts and other apparel. I know what his mission is. If the outfit you wear is an expression of who you are, then why do so many people wear trendy clothing from brands they don't know anything about? If faith is paramount in your life, as it is mine, then shouldn't the clothing we wear and our expression of style be a representation or extension of that? That's why I started City on a Hill Clothing Company. The reason I'm reading this, by the way, is so that you can hear he's sharing his values. His values are not everybody's values. Some people's values are gonna be like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this. But there are other people that are gonna be like, wow, this is great. I would rather wear his t-shirts than other t-shirts because I share his values. I was inspired by a Christian t-shirt. He's telling his origin story. I saw that made me think one day, and although he could have been more specific, made him think what? Made him feel what? And since then, I've been designing t-shirts that represent my beliefs and who I am as a Christian. I wear City on the Hill Clothing Company to express my faith, share my fellowship with other believers, and represent my sense of style, faith, fellowship, and fashion. We wear our faith on our sleeve at City on a Hill Clothing Company. You never know, the shirt you choose to wear one day may just spark a conversation that helps lead someone to God or inspire someone to change their life. So there's a few more sentences here, but this is his other line.
What's his homepage like?
His homepage is like
That's it.
this. He shows
Okay.
it.
Didn't he say that he, is that the page you were on before? He has another company on that same page that's like.
Yeah, so
Where?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, right, Level Up Clothing Company. I always enjoy putting together a fresh outfit to express my style and represent who I am. Growing up, my family didn't always have, here's another origin story. My family didn't always have the money to buy me the latest top brands and styles. Once I began producing clothing, I was aggravated by the amount of markup I saw in the prices of some brands because I knew how much it costs to produce good quality clothing. I started, meaning it doesn't cost that much apparently. I started Level Up Clothing Company with the goal to produce fly streetwear. Okay, I don't even know what that means, but some people do.
I think a video would be nice too, like here, that's him just like talking about it.
Uh-huh.
Like speaking about his passion and why he decided to start the company.
Yeah, So with the goal to produce fly streetwear at affordable prices for pretty much everyone, we will we will never charge some inflated price for a regular t-shirt, no matter how dope the design. So he's speaking his ideal client's language, right? This is different than the other page. Oh, and it keeps going. Just because our brand is popular, we get away with it, right? We won't overcharge. Looking good shouldn't have to break your bankroll. Not your bank, but your bankroll, right? Because that comes out of your pocket. So this is really cool. He's appealing to like a street hip hop.
And then the hip hop is, this year's 50 years since hip hop. It's a big thing, yeah.
Oh, and
There's stuff,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
for the celebration.
yeah, the last C is for comfort. We believe looking good should never be painful or uncomfortable. Sorry, ladies, we will never sell heels.
I don't wanna agree with that. We're gonna have to talk to that.
So, and then here's one, okay, Level Up Clothing Company seeks to produce exceptional streetwear at reasonable prices. This is boring, right? Some of our offerings can be found on our website. Other exclusive designs can be only found in our print catalog. Blah, blah, blah. There's no personality here. There's no values. There's no connecting with the ideal client. So this page is I didn't even have to go to another website. This page is a demonstration of what it's like to disappear into the gray. And then he's got his, the other thing that's demonstrated by his website, okay, we're talking about doing one thing. It's a little, I love his personality. I love his values and what he's doing. It's a little confusing. Because right, I mean, we started our class with your mission, should you choose to accept it, is this. One thing. This is like too many masters, it's confusing. So that's another reason why we're choosing one ideal client, one product, and going through the vertical to get into the deep of how do we connect with that customer. It doesn't mean that we can't have multiple verticals, but we wouldn't probably want to put them together quite like this.
This is a third thing, third clothing.
Yes, this is
That's
a
four.
third program.
Four of them.
Yeah, many people don't make it out of the struggle. Incarceration, death, disease, addiction, poverty, dysfunctionality.
But there's a lot of very big things in like the website doesn't give you the immediate option to choose what you may want to go to directly. Like you're gonna have to search everything.
Well, you can, if you understand what's going on, you can. He puts it on his homepage. There's the first one, there's the second one, but the thing is that it would be nice if he really wanted to put all three on one website. It would be nice if his homepage gave one single unique value proposition, one single presentation of his energy and his mission, and then put these others under the umbrella so that people could be like, okay, I know where I am. I know what's going on here. Now I'll go to each of the rivers.
The problem is most of us use our phones to do almost everything. So this, in terms of his huge paragraphs, just wouldn't work. Two,
Well, yeah.
yes, he has many different things he's saying, but he could have bulleted it. He says, we, and I don't really know who we is. There's no photographs, there's no
There's a
anything.
lot
So I don't quite
wrong.
agree with that he has put his personality out there.
I am speaking very specifically of the language that he used in those paragraphs. I'm not talking about any of, I appreciate your points, but I want, the reason I spoke up right away is because I want you to know that I'm not saying this is an amazing demonstration of everything. I'm speaking specifically about the bullet point of sharing your values and then also showing about the language that's particular to his ideal client, which is he has different ideal clients for his 3 different pages that we saw.
Then I would have put you. versus we. Because what I'm reading is what I'm the tribe, let's say. So as a tribe member, I would love to see whatever his values are, but not express it as them, express it for, you're part of our audience and you're looking for value, you're looking for Christianity and so forth. Whatever his verbiage is, I would have switched it altogether.
Okay, so there's different tones of how you can write. Generally, you want to remove barriers to experiencing the value. So I think that's what you're speaking to. Because if I say that I'm talking about me, or I'm talking about we, I'm not talking about you. If I say I'm talking about you, that's more in your face. Now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And you got to feel what feels right for, number one, that's also part of your personality. The personality of your business is how you write. Do you write more? And then the other thing is, it's not just a personality thing, it's also a case by case thing. Sometimes when I'm writing to my ideal customers, sometimes I'm more direct, sometimes I'm more in the you, sometimes I back off, I'm in the we, sometimes I back off, I'm in the I. It depends on how I want to serve that particular piece of information. Do I do a good job? Who knows? I don't know. I'm still getting feedback from my market, testing whether I have the right people in my audience and all that stuff. So,
Question,
yes.
was this, a business proposal that he has on there, or was this, for his website to
This
sell?
is his website to sell features.
Okay. I like the play on the city clothing company, CCC. I like that. City on the Hill Clothing Company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Okay. Let's see here. So that's my demonstration of what are your values that you want to include in your business, right? So. And they might be divisive values, and that's okay. It makes your marketing more, oh, and I also have a question about mood. And I have another question about
Mood, you said?
mood. What mood would you like your business to have if you're thinking about it? And I have one more question for yourself, which is, imagine your dream customer. Who are you having so much fun with serving in your business that you would even invite them to a barbecue?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, who is this person?
Into something really important.
Okay, who is this person and what do you love about them?
Your favorite customer, you want to know them because they're your hero, right? They're using your product, they're paying you cash. They're just benefiting from this. You're really enjoying being
I'm
served.
thinking, yeah, if I'm appealing to children, as you said.
Yeah.
I would do a lot more, maybe graphics and stuff like that, and maybe, activities that, show different kind of activities on there that would be really fun to do. If I'm appealing to children, I'm going to the, service.
You know what, I want to tell you something, okay? The reason I'm in a class with a business coach right now is because there's a business coach that has crafted a gamification platform
I like that.
for delivery. The platform is called Experienceify.
No, you said like gamification?
Game.
Gamification,
Platform. Platform for
Platform.
gamification.
platform for
Oh.
gamification.
Okay.
So the idea that only kids like to play games is just not
It's not
true.
true, because I like to put.
Okay.
If you want people to really eat up yours, I mean, if you're of the mind to present your information through gamification, you're gonna turn it into an experience for anyone who takes it.
So they're doing that, they're doing a game, there's a platform that's promoting your product in a game form?
No, you create your own gamified delivery of information.
Really?
Yes.
Channels, tools, we will talk about this in the next part, right? But not now.
No.
So many options how you can do not only on YouTube, not only a podcast. We can have so much fun and
Somebody
record it.
is teaching that. And, but is that for a computer dummy like myself? I mean, is that for a computer naive person?
I'm not so naive. But
If you want it, you can have it. What will it take to do it well? That's another conversation.
Mhm.
So, that's why I'm in a course, because I bought the platform and I was like, uh-oh, I need help to figure out how to do this well. I could do this, but would I do it well? I don't really want to fall on my face.
And that's how actually the partnership happens. For example, I'm just taking it out now, okay? Here's Jolene, who is very excited, she's just in love with tools, he loves the tools and can do it, she can do it for everyone, anyone. She's looking, hey, who needs this help? And here's you, computer naive, you have a brilliant idea, but you need some help. Maybe this is the partnership,
Mhm.
you see?
Wow.
So again, you don't need to learn each and every tools, because tools are coming and go.
Exactly.
If you with one of them,
Mm.
don't stick with one.
Well, I didn't even know that you had a whole bunch of other things on I just started learning about this Rumble, Humble, whatever. And there's apparently a whole bunch of them. And I'm like saying, OMG, you know? So, okay.
I think you want to develop someone who's gonna be curious, but if it's game, so the curiosity is peaked, that's gonna let them continue on. That, with that gamification thing, if you want, you need to grab their interest first.
Yeah, so that's
It's
what
gotta
we're
be a
talking.
hook.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
so that's,
Yeah.
yes, you're right, okay? The platform, the gamification is the product.
Right.
We're not at the product. We're in, how do we get somebody's attention? How do we get their interest? How do we get their desire so that they take action with us, so that they even experience our product?
And if I may add a couple cents. We have students here. Existing and new students, okay. Those who did finish or attend and did a lot of good job with web development. So they are pro in web, right? We have students who are doing data analytics here with us. So maybe they would be more interested in technology part of it. And the whole idea of our Tech Academy program to make you guys to help, to facilitate your communication, to facilitate your partnership. Maybe you will see something, this is cool, but I don't know how to do it. But that's what I'm passionate about, to have as an entrepreneur. If you're entrepreneur, your job is just to sell products. You're not business or tech person. And then you're kind of carrying the tech, your CPO. You see where I'm going with that? You cannot, yes, as an entrepreneur, you're wearing multi-hat, but you cannot wear them all. So if you will find any matchmaking here or beyond, we'll be happy to help you. That's our job.
Okay, so the cognitive stages of becoming a customer. Attention, interest, desire, action. Have to get somebody's attention first, so that they can even discover whether they're interested. And if they're interested enough to learn more, they might learn that they desire it. And if they get their questions answered, they'll act. So attention. So this is, we're trying to create the greatest love story ever told, right? But it can only happen if a customer discovers that too. Right? It's a match made in heaven, but if they never find out, oh God, it's not gonna work. So how do we get our ideal customer's attention? So I want to ask you guys, what's your brainstorm about how you would get your customers' attention? Like, where do you think your customers might be? Would you advertise? Would you talk to people on the street? Like, when you think about trying to accumulate your target or reach your target audience, what do you think about? You think about putting flyers up around town? Nothing's wrong here, okay? Do you think about a local ad? Do you think about videos on YouTube? Do you think about, what do you think about? I want to hear from you. What are you visualizing or that you would do? What's your idea of advertising? Your idea of connecting with someone so that you can serve them? let them know that you can serve them.
Well, I guess for me, if I did like a short-term rental, it would be like on websites like Airbnb. I can also show like the property itself on, this is YouTube, I can do a TikTok or whatever, just to put it out there,
Okay,
you know?
great.
So I want to do like theme, like decor, so
What do you think?
something like theme,
Theme?
decor, yeah, like different themes.
Okay.
So something different, something like that, I would have to like.
What do you mean,
so-
something different than the rest of the market because you have themes in your space?
Within
or-
the decor, like different themes, let's say if I don't know, if I do like, I don't know, like maybe it's a Disney or whatever, something like that, something different, like, so each apartment would have a certain theme,
Oh, okay,
Wow.
that's cool.
like that,
That's
something
fun.
like that, so you can, you know, just get it idea out there, like the actual picture of it or recording, whatever, you have to post it on various sites, like a YouTube or Instagram or, you know, TikTok, whatever.
Right,
Social
right.
media.
Okay,
That's where a lot of businesses start to grow, to be honest. Like, I feel like if you have a business, you have to be on social media now.
right,
In order to
social media.
really like get it to grow and like, you know, that's the best way I feel like to market it in a way.
Yeah,
Now, especially to like a younger generation,
right,
because everyone is on it.
yeah, yeah. So so who else has an idea what they would do? This is not about, I'm not asking you to create your plan and oh my God, you go home and execute this plan. I just want you to visualize a way of connecting or putting yourself out there to connect with someone that you don't know, but you know you can serve.
Bus ads on the outside of the bus.
Okay, bus ads, great.
Bus-
One of the things I'm finding is that mall used to be a major area for us and they have lost their viewership. So many of the malls are gearing their new facilities to families. So they're opening these big play gyms and specifically for kids. And that is a major area we're looking at. And then it depends upon the age group I'm going after. Some of it's PTAs. I go and help PTAs market whatever they're trying to do. And then the third thing is through publishers who want to access customers because they have their own customers, everything from Scholastic, et cetera. And those are the
So you
three.
would reach out to publishers?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so you do outreach to
right,
the publishers.
because
with the
they have an
PTA.
audience,
Right, so PTA is also an outreach
Yes,
networking thing, and
different
the
group.
first one, the mall.
malls, because they're opening, all the play gyms
Do
they're
you do
opening up.
advertising in the malls?
No, I go there
You go-
and we have activities.
Okay. Okay, so you're
And
talking
then I get
about,
parents, I have a little tablet and I ask parents to sign up.
okay,
I have a question. So are you online? Like what
Yes,
is it? So not a physical magazine? You're,
not anymore.
oh, okay, okay.
No, once COVID came, we were done.
Oh, really?
I decided not to go back that way at all.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
It's called
We
like
have
the
a-
Valley Parent
Right,
magazine.
yeah.
so these are all examples of proactive networking outreach, which is a little bit different than putting yourself out on, making a sign somewhere or a video somewhere and trying to get people to come in from finding those things. These are excellent and very powerful skills to have, and we'll see them very relevant to one of the things that we come up with later. Does anybody else have any ideas that you're envisioning of how you would connect with your audience?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that, with the church groups, that's something that they have every year, they have children's conferences all over, with different groups, and that would be good if you could get yourself in there and
Okay,
a group
that's-
presentation, yeah.
Right, so that's
Yeah.
in-person networking.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So.
Would it, I have
Go
a
ahead.
question.
Yeah,
Would it be beneficial for me to hand out samples and maybe like put my logo on my t-shirt or something like that, just to,
yeah,
for someone to ask a question like, what is that? Or, you know, just to
Yes.
bombard everyone with the picture so they they know what it is when they see it.
Wait, what was the last part about they know what
Like
it is?
like just to have my logo, like just to wear it like merch and just to um so if someone sees it, if they ask, what is that? And I tell them about it, is
Yeah,
that
yeah, sure. Yeah, that's possible. Where would you hand out samples?
shoot, anywhere. Like here, you get a sample, you get a sample, you get a sample.
When
But
you
yeah,
get
that's a good
started,
question. I don't know where I would do that. That's a good
but
question.
how did it go with this slime vending experience?
Oh, that was amazing. That girl made $138.
Wow.
$138.
Yeah,
And it's incredible. I
great.
was gonna
So
send you some pictures and stuff.
that's
Um,
cool. We would love to see pictures.
I have a question about this slime. How many individual slimes did she sell?
she
Like how many
sold, I think it was like 28 of them. Yeah, like 28 of them. They all were different sizes, so they had different price ranges. But yeah, she did a great job. And she wasn't
Yeah,
shy at all. So it was such a good experience for both of us. So
that, that's
it
cool.
was so
So,
fun.
so for you, uh,
Hmm.
it's easy to carry samples around with you that you can include in your chatterboxing about your business, wherever it happens naturally. That's great.
Okay.
And you also may want to consider something along the lines of what your daughter did and
Yeah.
what Terry was talking about, which is finding places that you can be where there's a concentration of your ideal customer, so that
Okay.
you hand out more samples or make more connections. Um, in fact, you would probably want to, in that case, provide samples in a way that people don't take them away to experience them. You would want them to experience them on the spot. So you might have
Right.
thermoses with different teas in it already made that they can have a little
Oh,
sample
okay.
of.
Okay.
So that then they can discover right then on the spot, you got their attention because they stopped. You got their
Okay.
interest, they investigated and they tasted, and then they got the desire, and then they had the action. So they could do it all right on the spot there instead of having to go away and then desire it so much that they seek you out again.
Okay.
I
Okay.
found out
Perfect. Thank
there's
you.
a convention that happens in New York City every year
For consumers or
Yeah.
for vendors?
for vendors.
For
So-
vendors to sell to each other?
No, like if they
Consumers,
have,
um,
yeah.
There's a tea convention. Did you hear that?
In New York City.
In New York City.
There's a tea convention?
Yes.
Really? Where?
Yeah, and they have, people sponsored and they also have people who bring in and to experience, as you say, if they have something there, because I've been to a couple of places in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Where they do have, like, for the summer, they have a whole lot of things every weekend. With food or clothing, and people are out there and they always have little samples, and I'm just, I'll take.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 With different type of teas.
Okay, so getting attention. That's where it all starts, right? So the subconscious mind processes about 400 billion bits of information per second. It imprints it and it keeps it where you don't know where it is, right? The conscious mind only processes about 2,000 bits of information per second. Oh, wow. So the subconscious mind imprints everything and it gives credence to the most repetitive patterns.
Ah,
That's an expensive way to advertise. That's the way the Coca-Colas of the world do it. That's the way the Starbucks does it. Starbucks paid, I don't know what, I don't know who, but Starbucks, I learned, I didn't see it myself, in, I believe, the movie Fight Club. Every scene, there's a Starbucks coffee.
somebody had some.
Someone has one, yeah. That's not going to your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is watching the action, but it's going to your subconscious mind. So that if you drink coffee, when you get out of Fight Club, you're like, oh, I think I want a Starbucks.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
but that's expensive. And that's not the way small businesses advertise. Small businesses go to the conscious mind. Okay, because it's too expensive to rise to the top of the most repetitive patterns that are being imprinted upon people's subconscious. The conscious mind scans the horizon for what's important to give our attention to. So the average American sees 4,000 to 10,000 ads every day.
God.
We notice less than 100 ads. Not the subconscious notices it all, okay, but we notice less than 100, and we pay conscious attention to how many. So do you remember any ads that you saw today?
Anywho?
Any ads?
Oh,
Any ads that you saw today?
Yes,
Okay,
I get a lot of clothing ads,
yeah,
and it's like the same dress, and I don't know.
somewhere they got the idea that
So-
you like the dress that
Yes.
looks like that. Are
And
they
then-
right?
Yeah, I want the dress.
Yeah, so you see it on Facebook?
On Instagram, it pops up every day on my stories, like, and sometimes it's a different style. It'll be like the same style, but a different, person who makes it. So,
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah.
also a very expensive way
yeah,
to grab your attention.
Well, so Facebook is doing its job. Meta is doing its job.
Instagram.
Let me
And
click on
Instagram,
something
yeah.
similar.
They own it,
Yeah.
they own
Click
it.
on something
they do?
similar.
Yes, they do.
oh,
No,
but then,
she
if,
clicked, let me, oh, sorry, I was saying that I mean, she clicked on something similar.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
everything related.
Yeah,
to it
or
pops
even if
up.
she just
Yeah.
stops
So,
scrolling.
Yeah.
even
That's
if you
what
watch a
I know, like-
movie, if you watch a movie and has a certain style that's promoted, I just realized I watched a movie last night from back in the 70s, and I realized that they had in there, the girl says, I need you to treat me to dinner. And she brought in a Kentucky Fried Chicken box. And I am just like mystified that 40 years later, I was being programmed back then to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
And she took out the Kentucky Fried Chicken, she ate it, presenting, I mean, they took, and I'm like, we got totally programmed. She ate the chicken, it was a love scene. She's eating, so all of these emotions are being spun into it.
Yes.
I got suckered. I have been suckered.
Okay, so this is an ad that caught my attention yesterday. Went from attention to interest in less than 10 seconds. And these are basically the images, including particularly Bell's heat class level 1, 32 degrees to 50 degrees. And they have another one that goes to colder. And I was like, okay, I looked at this immediately. I'm thinking, oh, tango accessory, because I like to dance tango, right? Haven't danced in a while, but I like to dance tango. And that's a nice tango accessory. Wait a minute, what? I can dress as sexy as I want to for tango in the winter and not freeze my rear end off. They got that message across to me very, very quickly, right from attention to interest. So it can happen very fast. And the other thing about it is it's opaque, so you don't have to worry about how high up your whatever goes. But anyway, but the desire part got held up by questions. And that's where thinking about frequently asked questions and objections and making sure you've got information in your copy that helps answer questions helps move it further down the line. So I was like, well, will I like the feel? They say it's cotton, but I don't believe them. The fleece inside, there's a fleece inside the translucent hose. Will it, and plus she's pulling on it and it's not getting runs.
Even sorry, you're the only male here.
So that was actually.
Oh, I don't know, maybe you will wear it under pants.
Or as a gift to somebody.
Listen, men when men wear stockings under their clothes who do construction. Don't get it, don't be fooled.
This is a good point, but Terry made a better one.
Yeah.
She made a difference between those who are buying for those who are using. She
Right.
said, maybe your man will buy.
Right. Maybe that ad won't meet that, but still.
Yeah. So I also looked, the first thing I thought was, wait a minute, this doesn't get runs in it.
Mm.
So will it bunch up behind my knees? Is the fabric too thick to fit in my tango shoes? Well, that could be solved if they had a footless version, but they don't. They're probably from China. Will it be designed to fit a munchkin? I've bought things and I'm like, that's a large, are you kidding me? I can't even pull it up my, right? And how toxic is the fabric was the other, so that's why I didn't really get, I got interest, I didn't get desire.
What's their return policy? If you're buying online,
takes
that's
them-
usually, I don't care, but that's usually a big deal. That's why when you buy from Amazon and you can return it immediately.
Yeah.
You can buy, and some of them get more difficult. So the ease of buying online becomes an issue. I can buy 4 sizes and return 3 of them.
Yes. So the other thing here, okay, this was a problem solution or problem benefit thing, okay? But there's a story behind this, right? The story is, there's a few stories, okay? I've been to tango events. I'm like, geez, the guy dresses up in a 3-piece suit. He's warm. I'm in like, I look nice, right? Right? So I gotta freeze my tail off to present the way that I want to present for the game I want to play. I also had a New Year's Eve out once in a nice evening gown. We're walking through the streets appreciating the lights, and I was so cold. So but that's the story behind, who cares about pantyhose? Who cares, right? We're talking about teaching kids in Tanzania how to speak English and helping the vets get over their trauma and their pain. But here's a very small transformation. Here's a very small problem solving experience that has a story behind it. I want to be able to play this game that I love to play of romance, and tango is there's so much in tango, but do I have to sacrifice so much if it happens in the winter? So it's tiny, it's inconsequential, but it means a lot. It means almost enough. If I could get these questions answered, I would have spent the 26 bucks. So it's okay to be lighthearted about your business. It doesn't mean that you don't have a problem to solve if you're not like, I'm gonna save the world, right?
But you could link to an FAQ and you're fine. Would answer all your questions.
If they answered my questions, yes, satisfactorily, that's right. So the name of the game is to present your product or service with the language that your customer uses to think about their problem and their desired solution, so that when they scan the horizon and they see your thing, their conscious mind says, hold the phone. I see something relevant and worthy of attention. We're stopping here.
Right.
But it's worthy of attention. I hear people sometimes talk about this aspect of the marketing, like everybody only cares about themselves. That's not true. That's not true. That's not why we talk to the customer based on their pain and what they want to gain. The reason we talk to them that way is because there is so much information out there, and their conscious mind is filtering it. What's relevant? What's relevant? What's relevant? We just want to be relevant. That's all. It's not about people being selfish and only caring about themselves. It's that they're trying to filter through a crazy information age and glut. And so we want to cut through the noise by saying the most specific language that they can connect with and say, oh, this is a good time to stop and pay attention, because I'm gonna solve a problem here that's relevant to the whole hero's journey I've got going on inside my own mind and my own life and all the things I care about. People,
But who in the midst of this, who is it that who allows you to advertise your product to the customer that you need to advertise to?
we will talk more about that. But the thing is that if you don't know what language your customer thinks about their problem and their desires in, there's no platform out there that can help you. So that's why we're starting here. Class 4 talks about, gets to more of that.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to cruise through these ideas here.
That was the word I wanted. Niche.
Niche.
The boutique.
Okay.
Niche.
Right, so
Okay.
we've already talked a lot and explored a lot of your customer's perspective. But here's the one thing I want to say, okay? If you have personal experience in being your customer, you can revisit those experiences as a way of crafting some emotionally connected description of the problem and the solution, the benefits. So that's one possibility. And if you don't have any experience, you would skip straight to the keyword research. I mean, you have to start with what phrases you're even relevant to your product, okay? But so there's a bunch of question prompts I'm going to let you go through in your own time, because I want to get to the keyword research, but I'm going to read through them. So from your customer's perspective, what's the challenge? What's the problem your ideal customer? There's a different ways of looking at that same question, just in case one jogs some ideas loose and the other compared to the other. What's the problem your ideal customer is wrestling with? What does your ideal customer have to do that they're struggling with? What is your ideal customer looking to do or achieve that they can't do without help, or that they want help with so they can do it better, faster, easier? What situation does your ideal customer find him or herself in? Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's an aspiration that they have and they want help to get to their future self faster, easier. Why is solving this important? Why is solving this issue important to this person? What does this person care about that's being impacted by this problem, challenge, or request? That's the consequential part. What desired state is your ideal customer looking to achieve? The more story you get with this, the better. Like we were talking about the origin story, what's that specific moment that you can see, you can feel the emotion? That's where you want to go when you're brainstorming these ideas. Why is this desired state important to them? What other things in their life will be positively affected by achieving this desire? Boy, if I could be warm when I go tango in the winter, I could feel carefree and comfortable, and I could just be myself instead of being in conflict with myself the whole evening because I'm uncomfortable. Then I would probably go dance more often. How did they try to solve this problem or achieve this desired state before? What was challenging or unsatisfactory about these earlier approaches? Why might they be happy they found you instead? And then you could also brainstorm relevant demographics. If demographics are not relevant, don't worry about it. But if they are relevant, then put them down. Lifestyle, brands they use, kitchen appliances, exercise habits. The reason I'm asking this, besides you being able to, if you know that your customer is into making smoothies, then that might be something that you talk to them about on one of your videos, right? But so there's that. But the other thing is that these kinds of insights will help you if you're going to leverage online advertising. So that's why it's worth it to fill out the profile of your customer as best you can, but don't put down nonsense, just put down stuff that feels real. And then also their interests. What are they reading? Where are they hanging out online? What kind of social media groups are they in? Groups as in Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. I don't know if there are any groups on TikTok. I don't go on TikTok. So you're just brainstorming ideas, right? This is I'm going to keep growing because I want you to understand it, right? I don't want to take the time to do it right now because we had a lot of discussion time, so we have less doing time. But I also want you to know that this that we're talking about now is just an extension of the conversation that we had before. Okay. do you have to make an announcement? No. Okay, so my question for you right now is, do you have a search phrase in mind for your topic? Like English, teaching English in Tanzania, OBGYN, or whatever. I can't come up with your thing, but.
With
Terry's saying. Terry's saying.
Parents.
You're asking me?
I can come with ideas for you.
Oh, sure. Too easy. I mean, these guys really are flushing out their whole plan. I've had a plan, I just want to change that whole plan, so I'm in a different.
Yeah, okay, so let me just qualify right here, okay? I'm not looking for a super philosophical, we're not gonna spend time on trying to come up with the first search phrase. This is the beginning of your search research, so we're gonna hit the computer now. So I just want you to come up with what's the only thing that you can think of.
Me, it's places to go near me.
Okay.
And then I have to define the different regions, so I see what comes up.
Okay,
Places to go is so much.
Places to go for children or places to go for care?
It depends what I'm looking for.
What
Okay.
page are you on?
I would say.
I'm on page 6,
If you-
although I
Okay.
realize I
Your
skipped,
business.
I skipped.
I'm a
Okay.
customer.
I have to talk
Each
about
of
it.
you.
Okay.
You're both talking.
Yeah, sorry.
Good.
You know what, okay, hang on, I'm just gonna get in here really quick, because I forgot about page 6. So here's what we're doing, right? We theoretically, we did our brainstorm, we did our brain dump from our perspective, from their perspective. Now we're gonna query the market, okay? Query the market because you wanna get your message from your market, not your mind. So the best technique is talk to your ideal customer.
What do we get from that? I know them well.
Uh-huh, really? Okay.
I guess you
So-
know their needs though, right? Like what they need, so you
What
can.
are they
provide
doing? What
You
are
don't know
they-
what they want.
What are they?
You don't know what they want. You don't know how they think about it. So if you have the opportunity to sit down with your ideal customer, right now we're talking about talking to your customer in person, if you can, right? You would ask them any of the questions that we just blew through, or to simplify it, when it comes to your topic, when it comes to vacation rental in Uber, what are your biggest challenges?
If you're on page 6, so you got all of that on your page 6. Oops.
How have you tried to solve these challenges in the past? So what are your 3 main desired outcomes or goals when it comes to vacation rentals in Uber?
All these questions are for your customer, right?
Yeah, those are the 3 big. What are the challenges? How have you tried to fix it? What is your desired outcome?
Go talk to them, write it down, exact words.
Or
Because
report
we
it.
will feed these words to Google.
So we said that we thought our ideal question was first, and then now we're going to the customer and seeing what the customer's question is.
Yes, we start to brainstorm ourselves and then, but we have to be humble and realize that we don't necessarily know, the market knows, because we're trying to make a match with the market. If we wanted to just match ourselves and what's in our head, we could do that for free all day long and not make any money. So we want to match how the market's thinking about it. So okay, talking to your ideal client is ideal. Talking to someone who is not your ideal client is not a good idea.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Talking to someone who is not, asking these questions to someone who's not your ideal client is a bad idea. Because they're going to throw you off the trail of what the natural language is that your ideal client thinks about these things in. So, and then just an idea. So there's a line here, list 3 people you know who are your ideal customer. If there's anybody you're thinking about as your ideal customer right now, just write them down so that maybe between this week and next week, you can ask them some questions.
Oh, so then, okay. So suppose, I mean,
write down what.
I guess with my ideal customer too.
What?
If I say my ideal customer also has a holistic component inside of them, then I now have to put that into my plan.
Yes, yeah, so you could call that psychographics. There's demographics, which is about the physical situation. And there's psychographics, which describes how they think, feel, what their preferences are, what's going on in your mind. That's an important qualifier, and that would show up also in their kitchen appliances. Probably. For example. So, and then if you don't know anyone, okay, you can look for a podcast or a show that has interviewed either your competitor or your ideal client. And listen to that language. And then you could also check the comments if there's comments.
Get your home assignment, look at that, right? But it's fun. It's so much fun. Okay, my case, while Sean is taking a minute, my case, I want to sell astrology. Sorry. Astrology. For my customers,
Everybody
buddy.
has a birthday.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. And,
That's a very unique tribe.
and when I go to people in troubles, like what Irving does, because I know they need it, I can help. I said, hey, you need my help. Why? What are you talking about? My astrology. It's nothing to do with me. I have that and that and that. Forget it. None of you are aware that I have a recipe with answers to any questions they have, if they have, right there in their natal chart. And that's my dream, to serve them. And I know I can help. And they,
How do you find that customer? How do you find those who believe in astrology?
trust me, I don't know. I'm taking this class. I did it for Open Hub, and it took me a lot of money and to do to where we are with these services.
Wow.
It's
I had an employee who
It's
was an
important.
astrologer on the side, and that's really a whole other ballgame.
exactly, so
I mean,
that's
it's
why
tea leaves and reading your charts and
that's why I'm not in this business yet, because I didn't figure it out yet.
interesting. Wow.
So is it hypothetically, if this is something you're actually interested in?
Oh, she's totally interested in it.
Oh, okay.
She did my chart.
Oh, really?
I'm on the way because now I don't need to know your date of birth. Now I can tell just watching you.
What am I?
What's my style?
What? Exactly.
You see what I mean?
But then you did that perfect, like advertising.
It was my love, because I was traveling to see why these people are making such a ridiculous decisions and why they are doing this and this and that. How come? And I started to be curious and like, it's ridiculous, it can be that and that. And out of curiosity, I did Western astrology. And I did Eastern astrology, really. And oh, I can talk and talk. We can have a meetup for those who do want it. Maybe we're talking female flock. But
By the
no,
way, it's a great gift. No, I'm serious.
it's not a gift, it's a science. I
Yeah,
was
but it
just-
is a great
Now,
gift
when I
to have it
certify-
for your family or your husband or your wife or,
Now, when I'm certified, it's not a gift, it's a science. I can
Right.
tell you. It's
oh, so
proven.
you're not certified yet?
I am.
Oh, you are? Okay.
So I was doing this as a side gig for myself because I was curious what's going on with me, why I'm not succeeding with myself, which
I hear you.
right?
Interesting.
And it's all there. They're like, oh, okay. No, I need just to wait a little bit here and then when I have to do action.
I have a question that kind of pertains to that. I know a lot of people who get those services through word of mouth. So
What's
that, how
their-
powerful is that?
What's their motivation? Why?
Oh,
The idea is.
she wants to know.
Oh,
You don't have the answer yet. You guys can talk after
okay.
class.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
What, what I'm gonna say about
I'm
that,
just giving you those 3 questions.
yeah.
Have in your worksheet.
So here's the thing, okay, about stages of business marketing. The one-on-one word of mouth, talking to your customer is the place to start. If you
Number
can. The reason why is because also serving your customer one-on-one, not just interviewing them, but after they become a customer, serve them one-on-one. Because then you learn everything that you need to know. You learn what their pains and their struggles and their hopes and their dreams are, and how they're also interacting with your business and how that works for them. Once you learn that in the one-on-one and the word of mouth, then you can replicate that in your cold marketing. Cold marketing means just not me, I'm not talking to you.
Scale up. This is
Because-
another task. We have another class for that, no worries.
But if you don't have the messaging from the interacting with people,
From
you
original,
don't have the language,
one customer, customer one.
then it's very expensive to try to test that language when you're not talking to people. You're just throwing it out there and nothing comes back and you don't know what's wrong.
Okay.
Like Irving, he's so passionate about his product and he knows a few people. And he's so passionate about his product, he doesn't hear them. He talks his product. So he cannot get the communication from them to feed it to his marketing. You see where I'm going with that? My thing is so cool. I love it so much. It's enjoy it. You know, they are not driven by that. Their thing is different, or they communicate it in a different way. That's what we want to see. How they express, how they are aware about their mental situation, headaches, and what they think the best way to address it. What's going on near me, it's another story. If you want to talk about this, we can talk again beyond this class, but this is the need, which nobody did address yet in Europe. And there is great niche for that here. We can talk about this as a potential startup idea,
But not right now.
but not right now.
Okay, so.
She's the boss.
Okay, so key phrase research, okay? This is a step-by-step process. So you start with the keyword phrase or phrases that you thought of. Or if you have the opportunity to interview your ideal client, then you start with some of the phrases you picked out from what they said. And you go to Google. And if you have a keyword phrase you can use right now, or if you just want to listen and take notes, whatever is the best thing for you, I trust you, okay? So with Google, let's go to Google. Okay, so for the sake of time, I'm going to use myself. I have a secret, but hopefully not secret for long, identity as a divine love energy coach. Okay, I can help people to connect with the portal divine love energy that's inside every one of us, but we're all not taught how to use it. So I'm researching how to package that, what words to use so that people who would be interested in that, we're open to that, we're looking at that for a solution like that, can find. So I would do like divine love.
Cool.
And I'm looking right now, I'm looking at the auto suggestions. Google is showing me what other people search for when I put in these phrases. So I'm already getting some feedback from Google. See, Google tracks the entire world, 95% of the world, and you can benefit from their tracking. So, unfortunately, the word film is in there. I'm gonna add energy. Okay, so divine, so I put in divine love energy. I've got some other things I could look at. I could look at unconditional love energy, divine love power, benefits of divine love, difference between divine love and human love. These are things that other people are searching when it comes to the phrase divine love energy. What is love divine? Examples of divine love. What is God's divine love? So I can make a note in my, I could I could write it in my computer if I want to take advantage of copy paste, but couldn't do that for you guys, so I printed it for you. So you could write down any suggestions that Google suggests from the keyword that you search, the phrase that you search. Anything that's like, oh, I'd like to look closer into that one, you just write it down. Right? That's the first step of keyword research. Then you hit enter and you search and you see, let me see, I go to my next page because I'm on my slides up. People also ask. These are questions that people put into the search engine. When it comes to the phrase divine love energy, people also ask, what does divine love mean? What are signs of divine love? What's the meaning of divine energy? What is a divine love connection? I can write down any of these questions. I could also check what's the answer that they're showing to see how relevant the answer is. Because I'm not assuming just because I'm actually getting some feedback from Google for this phrase, it doesn't mean that it's landing, that it's relevant to the way I'm talking about it. That's the question I need to know. What is irrelevant to the way I'm talking about it? So the other thing I'm going to do, besides looking at the people also ask section for ideas, I'm going to look at, oh, here's more. I'm going to look at the search results. A guided meditation filled with divine love. I could go to that YouTube and listen to it because I'm in a weird pocket. I'm not super spiritual, glitzy new age, and I'm not religious Christian or religious anything. I'm in between in this place that's super practical. Trying to find the words for that, really hard. So that's why I'm going to look when I test my phrases. I'm going to look at what search results are coming up because Google figures out the best search results to give people for the phrases that they're searching for because it wants to see, when it's tracking people's behavior on the search engine, it wants to see that they scroll through the search results and they pick one. And when they get to that website, they don't bounce. Google Analytics will track. Most people use Google Analytics on their websites. So Google can see once they get to the website, how long do they stay? How many pages do they scroll? So Google wants the highest quality. They're competing to be the best search engine so that they have the command of all the traffic. So the reason that they are giving me these search results is because this is what made the most people happy when they put in that phrase. So that's how I can reverse engineer Google's technology to figure out what are the words that people are using that are relevant to my topic. I can find out something about my ideal client's language that they're thinking about, the problem they're trying to solve, and the desires they're trying to fulfill with the language that they're thinking about that with. Okay, I want to show you some more tools. That's the totally organic part of it. I'm going to show you on my own computer. Okay. There's a browser extension called Keywords Everywhere. It's very cool. And it's 15, you can get, there's different plans, but the most basic plan is $15 per year. Gives you, I think, 100,000 credits to search with.
What is it called?
Keywords everywhere.
Okay.
And oops, I gotta be over here. So it's installed on a few of my browsers, and you can turn it on and off. When it's on, and you do a search on a Google website, whether that's YouTube or Google, or a competitor website, if you ask it to do competitor research, that will spend your credits. So you don't want it on when you're not doing research. But when you are doing research, you turn it on, you decide what region you want to search. I either do global or I do United States. And that's on. So now I'm ready to search. I'll stick with divine love, energy.
And you
Now,
can use it on any of the search engines,
no, you can use it on Google.
only on Google. So you can't use it on Bing or,
No,
okay.
to my knowledge, you can't. You could try it. So it's giving me, in the United States, search volume for divine love energy is 0 per month.
Okay.
Can you see it? It's very tiny, but it's up here.
Right.
SEO difficulty, that's if I was doing this research to figure out what keywords I want to target to get my website to the top of the search engine, I would concern myself with SEO difficulty. That's not our concern right now. Our concern right now is finding the natural language where which our ideal client thinks about their problem and their solution. Because there's so many ways we can use that. We can use that on Airbnb. We can use that on a Facebook ad. We can use that on a flyer. We can use that at a party when someone says, what do you do? And you have, 3 seconds or however long to make that, to get it across before the conversation goes wherever it's gonna go next. If you say something that's totally muddy, the person will be like, oh, that's cool. And then they're gonna go on to the next thing because they didn't understand what you said or they didn't recognize it as something of interest. But when you when you do your language research, then you find a way to express yourself that's very vivid and succinct. You can use it everywhere, whether you're using it with your mouth or whether you're putting it in the headline on the flyer or on the side of a bus or in the title for a video, YouTube video. So, the other thing that Keywords Everywhere gives you is related keywords. And then it will give you the volume per month in the region that you selected. And it will tell you how it's been trending for the last 12 months. And then it also gives you long tail keyword suggestions, which are other things that people have been searching for.
Long tail.
Long tail means that when people put in more of a sentence, it's more of a complete thought expressing what they're wondering about. Actually, I realized Keywords Everywhere also works on Answer the Public, which is another cool site.
What's that? I didn't hear that.
Answerthepublic.com.
Okay.
Where, am I in the right place? Yes, I am. It looks different. Okay, so I put in my topic again, divine love. Searching United States English. Answer the Public, I believe, is free for a certain number of searches. And then
So divine love, that's not like a higher power love, right? We're not talking religious, you're saying. When you say divine love.
me?
Yeah,
No.
that's not, okay.
Well, I'm talking about a spiritual presence of love, but I'm not talking about a religious
Okay.
rule book approach.
Because like most people that would look for that will probably think of like a godly, like, religious type of love. Because I saw people were looking for divine love versus human love, right?
So,
Well, I said, this is my problem, is that
uh,
I need to distinguish what I'm talking about from relationship desires.
Yeah.
Even though it takes your relationship amazing places. But if you come to me because you want to take your relationship amazing places and you're not really open to divine love, I can't actually help you.
Okay.
But if you are interested in divine love, we can take your relationship amazing places.
It's about
So
working
I
on
have to
yourself.
qualify people up front.
Yeah. So it's more so working on yourself than working on a relationship with another person, right?
Yes. Which starts at home. Okay, so this is I'm having a hard time fitting this in the screen. Answer the public.
so that's a.
This is oh, here we go, data. I'm gonna switch it to data. Okay, so this is a search engine that gives you, the different questions that people ask related to the topic that you put in for the search. And they organize it by, R, like, R, conditional love, real, is, are, can, how, what, when, where. So if you want more ideas about what people are searching for, you can do a search and answer the public. And then there's
So
one,
all of this doesn't come under Google. This stuff doesn't come under Google. Like this whole, like you see the results you have here, like you have 553 results. When I go to Google and I do this, and like you go to the bottom and they have a bunch of pages, like, page 1 gives you this amount of results, and you go page 2 has this.
so the results are websites.
Okay.
Google's coming up for the most part, except for the people also ask. For the most part, Google's coming up with, do you want this website? Do you want this website? Do you want this website? Answer the public is like the people also ask section. It's coming up with the language of the way that people search, ask questions, what questions people are asking about your topic. So in your quest for language and for keyword leads, but you don't stop here. You take that question and you put it back into Google and you see
The
what
website
else
that comes
people
up.
ask, and you see what are the related keywords. You see what's the quality of the search results that come back? How much do the search results that come back match what you want to talk about? So you're looking for the phrase or phrases that when you do the search, the results that come back are spot on for your topic. Then you're like, oh, that's the language that my people are using to search for their thing based on Google tracking their behavior. What happens next after they get those results? They're happy. They say, thank you, Google. They click and they go and they don't bounce. Bounce means come and go without going to another page.
Oh,
So if they land on a website and they leave before they go to another page, it shows that it was a wrong fit.
okay. That means that, cause for me, initially Google seemed to have included all of this. And then it stopped being this, it started being the ads, and then it started being the web ads and the websites.
This is okay, these
added.
are not search results,
No,
these don't take you anywhere.
Mhm.
It's just language. But language is what you're after now. So I want to give you a homework assignment.
Mm.
There's, by the way, there's another keyword research tool called Moz, that you can get I believe they do a 1 month free trial if you wanted to try it.
Spell that, NAC?
MOZ. And they do the exact same thing as keywords everywhere. They just do it in a dashboard instead of doing it right on your thing. I'm going to show you one more thing. Okay. If I were to go to, I'm going to just say eomega.org. I'm going to pretend that they're my competitors. They're not really, but I can go to analyze page content. No, but yeah, I think it's analyze page content. There was something else that I found. that was cooler than this, but I'm not sure where it is. Um. I am not sure. Well, I'll tell you this, go to your competitors' websites. And if you do keywords everywhere and play with all their different settings until you find something that you like. Cause that's how I did it really.
Oh, they show up.
I don't remember what.
Okay.
But I saw one page that showed all the URLs and how many keywords were on that URL. All the URLs in this website and how many keywords were on each one. So that was very interesting. Okay, so here's your homework. Your homework is, what are some simple problems, questions, or
Page,
design?
which page are you?
Page 10. Besides doing the keyword research, right, going through the whole thing and just doing it.
Yeah.
What I'd love for you to come back and tell us what you came up with was, what are some simple problems, questions, or desires your ideal customer has that you can help solve, even just the first step, by sharing your knowledge or experience in the form of a simple checklist, cheat sheet, or guide, or a video. The idea here is that you're creating a free gift. And I'll show you the theory behind the free gift. Whoop. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. There's also some advanced search syntax. So after you do your first round of general research with your keywords, then you're going to go back through with the keywords that you feel like are looking good, and you're going to put them in with quotes around them. Not just divine space love, but divine love in quotes. That is searches for an exact match. Instead of an article that says divine over here and love over here, it's going to be an article that says divine space love.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So that's that. And the other thing you could do, and this would I'm probably going to do this week. You do your keyword minus the minus sign, minus the keyword you don't want. So I will probably do divine love in quotes minus Bible. See what happens. Because I'm not doing the religious thing. Or minus biblical. We'll see.
Or
So,
minus God, or minus.
well, God is okay.
Word.
God is
I mean-
okay. God is not a religious word, even though it seems like it's a lot of people.
I mean, do it with and without. I mean, like.
I know you heard of that. Sorry about the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, yeah.
So I'm going to show you, give you an idea what's going on with the free gifts. I don't know what to do about Zoom.
Which gift? The free,
The
the
free
math,
gift,
the most?
the free gift is item 2 on page 10. And then your plan about how you're gonna offer it would be, on page 11 is some more thoughts about it, okay? But qualifying, I wish I could read my own thing, but Zoom is in the way. I'm gonna stop share and reshare. I'm afraid to get rid of the. Okay,
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, the free gift is on 11. Free gift.
Yes. So qualifying free gift process. The process is you offer a free gift, state the benefit clearly and give this is on your social media, okay? State the benefit clearly and give specific instructions for the person to comment or DM you a specific word. Like I could say, DM me divine love if you want this guide, how to connect with your heart or whatever, right? 2, when someone messages you that they want it, celebrate their interest and ask for the best email to send them a free gift. Okay, email them the gift and record their name and email address in your business contacts. This is how you build your tribe. If you have a qualifying free gift. Now, if I had a free gift that's about make your relationship great, I'm gonna get a bunch of people who are not qualified for me. I've been thinking about Ashley's renters, not vacation renters, but long-term renters. I've been thinking, well, what kind of ideal client would Ashley have? Probably people who are clean, people who really want to take care of their stuff, people who are really working on coming up in the world for themselves, not in the world, but just uplifting themselves, growing. Maybe they'll be a renter now and they'll be a homeowner later. Maybe they'll buy a home from Ashley later. So maybe she could do a free gift about, well, maybe there's a free gift about a renter's guide to how to pick a good landlord. Or maybe there's a free gift of like renter's guide to home decor. Yeah, easy things that you can do and that you're allowed to do that won't piss your landlord off or whatever. I don't know. I'm making it up. But if you're talking about,
Finish your thought.
but if you're talking about, like, it would be a free gift that would qualify the kind of person that you would want to rent to. Is that how you build your mailing list as well? Yes, that's how you build your mailing
I
list.
like a free
And
gift on how to like build up, no, that won't work. Cause you want someone that already has established and good credit to apply, so. Like having a free gift on how to, you know, increase your credit score or whatever, what kind of qualify.
right, you wouldn't want that because you want some, exactly, you're thinking. So, so when you are building a email list of qualified people, you are seriously reducing the cost to acquire a customer. Because think about this. When someone sees an ad, we'll just say it's an ad. Someone sees an ad that says, I want to give you a free gift. This is the free gift. Do you want it? Sure, I'll take a free gift. I want to sell you something for $200. Yes, oh, okay, yes, okay,
They're kicking us out.
okay. All right, I am going to finish that thought. I will finish that thought in our next two classes. So, because the library is kicking us out. But anyway, that is your, that's your free gift process. So work on what do you think is a good free gift for you? And, remember that we're testing our hypothesis, okay? So, all right, it's fine. We're done. We're done. See you, Janine. See you next week.
So
Gotta go.
say that.
Bye, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Saying that you have access to us through this program, free of charge. It's usually consultants like that are charging lots of money, but use your office hours.